where Woodstock meets blues rock with the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young experience. Marrakesh Express.
One morning, I woke up and I knew you were really gone.
Marrakesh Express, Saturday, January 20th, together with Diamond Day recording artist, the Steepwater Band.
Blood in the water, baby, and blood on the land. Come man, to the battle. High and humble, sitting in the corner with a smile on your face.
Don't miss this big night at Avenue 912 in Griffith, the Steepwater Band. Together again with Marrakesh Express, a Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young experience. Get tickets now at avenue912events.com and at xrock1039.com. Night at the Crossroads 3 at Avenue 912 in Griffith, Saturday, January 20th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Don't miss an incredible night of live rock with the Steepwater Band. Together again with Marrakesh Express, presented by Avenue 912 in Griffith at XRock 1039, Saturday, January 20th. Tickets available now at avenue912events.com and at xrock1039.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Patrick. I'm one of the owners of Avenue 912, and I appreciate you joining us today. It is just myself. My sidekick, Larissa, is under the weather today. So it'll just be me guiding you through this little podcast. Today we have Joe Winter from the Steepwater Band going to be joining us tonight. I'm looking forward to this conversation very much. Joe's a good dude, and he's played at our place. I think this is his third time. So we are going to be discussing A Night at the Crossroads, Part 3, and we'll bring Joe on in just a few minutes. But before that, wanted to tell you a little bit about what we have coming up. This Friday, we have Heartless, a tribute to Heart, and the Mob Band, the Mob, Mean Old Bastards Band. They start at 7 o'clock, and we're looking forward to that show very much. After that, we have the Marrakesh Express and the Steepwater Band. I believe Billy O and Chris Grove will be joining them as well. I will ask Joe after when we do bring him on. Then after that, we have Rocky Horror Picture Show on Thursday. And then the next week, Chicago Experience, Music of Chicago, Bridal Fair we have coming up as well. So we're more than just a concert venue. We are, we do wedding receptions, birthday celebrations, quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs, class reunions, corporate workshops, and parties. So if you want, if you have something coming up and you would like a little more information, give Tony a call. His number is 219-306-6790. That's on the bottom of the screen right here. He'd be more than happy to give you some pricing, talk about availability, do a walkthrough, and such. If you are getting married, we do have a bridal show on February 4th at our place. There will be 27 vendors right now that are confirmed. Everything from a florist to a photographer and everything in between. So whatever it is that you would need for your upcoming wedding, we will have somebody there that will be able to walk you through it, including ourselves. You know, we do wedding receptions at our facility. We do pretty much anything that you like. We have our bridal expo is coming up on February 4th. So please put that in your calendar. That should be a good time. And yes, for the people that will be bringing their soon-to-be spouse, we will have the bar open. So they will have something to do. I like to mention that. Okay, without further ado, I think we're going to bring on Joe to the stage. Hello, Joe. Are you here? There you are. How about that?
Here I am.
Technology sometimes does work.
Yeah, I got kicked off while I was backstage. Something happened. I had to go back in, but I'm here.
I saw that and I got a bit nervous. I was like, oh. I'm going to do a lot of talking. It's going to be a very short podcast without you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
No, you're doing great. It's
good.
great.
I'm glad to hear it. So I got a couple questions that I'd like to ask you, and then I'm hoping that you can kind of guide us to where you want to go. But Joe, I know that you're obviously the drummer in the Steepwater Band. We normally do this the Crossroads night at the Crossroads with Marrakesh Express in December. Why didn't we do it in December this time?
Well, we were trying to brand it on that first weekend in December, and it was going good for 2 years. But of course, Steepwater ended up getting, I don't want to say stuck, but we weren't stuck. We were playing gigs, but our tour in Europe ended up going through December. We were going to do it December 2nd, I guess, and then we didn't get home till the 4th. So there was no way we could be on stage in Griffith if we were going to be in Barcelona playing a gig or whatever. So we ended up asking those guys. In fact, at one point, the idea was brought up that maybe they do the Crossroads show with a different band, Marrakesh, and a different band to keep that weekend held that we had, and just continue the brand of Crossroads, night at the Crossroads. But obviously wanted to share it with us as much as we wanted to be there. So we made provisions, and you guys were flexible enough to get a new date for us in January. And even though the weather would be substantially better at the beginning of December than it's going to be this Saturday, I still think it's going to be a great night.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be a fantastic night. We're almost sold out on tables. We were sold out a couple on tables. We were 100% sold out. And then I was told that I could release 2 band tables. So there are 2 tables still available for those people that are watching right now. I don't know how long.
Too loud.
So you better
don't say it too loud.
That's right. So just we keep that on a down low for you guys. You were the first to know about this. We just released 2 tables. So if you are interested in tables, go to eventbrite.com, grab those tables, and they're table for 4. They're $150. You can't find a better deal than that. You have 2 headlining bands that night. So it's going to be it's going to be a jam. So tell me about the night. What can they expect?
Well, the last couple of years, it's been where we do a full set of our tunes. Well, Chris and Billy, anyone in the region that knows Chris Grove and Billy Ozello, they're very successful musicians in their own right. Chris played with Eddie Money for about 12 or 13 years, and with Survivor before that. And Billy O is still the bass player in Survivor to this day. And they'll do a little opening set around 7 o'clock, kind of warm things up, just a duo, and it's phenomenal. And then as of press time, I'm hearing rumors that we might switch up the order this year. The last 2 years, Steepwater played first, and then Marrakesh Express played after that. And we both do full sets of our tunes. Steepwater plays a lot of our songs from our records, and then Marrakesh comes out and plays all the CSNY stuff. And the way that the whole thing was developed in the first place, the reason the Crossroads name came to it was Mike Cusick, the manager of Marrakesh Express, came to us with this idea saying, what about a night at the Crossroads where a tribute band would meet a band that plays originals and blues rock, and it would be like kind of a meeting of 2 sides of live music, where you have one band that's like a straight tribute band, and the other one is mostly a straight original band with records out. Both bands are pretty successful in the region, as most people know who live around there or who go to see live music around there. And we didn't know for sure how it would be received. We were both maybe a little apprehensive, but just as we kind of suspected, people who like our tunes dig CSNY, and people who dig CSNY like our tunes because it's a bluesy, more throwback sound. And the last part of it was I suggested, why don't we get X-Rock involved to promote it? And the folks at X-Rock have supported both of our bands for years. And so we contacted Scott Rosenberg at X-Rock, and they were more than gracious to get on board and promote the thing 2 years in a row and kind of be like co-presenters of it with you guys. And I think it's worked out pretty well so far. Hopefully the third time's a charm, you know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh no, it's worked out tremendous, and yeah, you're right. X-Rock has been wonderful. They've been promoting the show for months now, really, and it's worked. I know that. I think Scott's feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm not sure. I know they're going to be an MC coming out from X-Rock. I'm just not sure who that particular person will be.
I
Do you
know
have
who it
any-
is actually.
Oh, okay.
They told me it's Carl, KB they call him.
Okay.
And yeah, Scott's had some health issues going for a little bit of an extended time. I guess he's doing better, but he just doesn't want to set himself back by coming out. He's had some respiratory health issues, and but he's been on the air and he sounds great and doing his gig like he normally does. It's just, I think, a night out in the cold and whatever. He's just trying to be a little cautious. So he's got KB from the station coming out to MC for us, and I'm sure they'll have the van out there. And I just love that the X-Rock van's out in front. It reminds me like when you were a kid and you'd go to a show and like the Loop van would be out, like when you go into like the Rosemont Horizon or something, you know, and that was exactly my vision for it. Like get people excited that the local rock station is out there, you know, like it's pretty cool. Yeah. Maybe one day we could even like, we've never thought about this, but how cool would it be to do an old school broadcast and actually put the thing on the radio one time? You know,
would love that. That would be amazing.
Maybe that's next year's goal.
Yeah, there you go. We'll talk to him about next year. We've got a couple of questions. Well, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a couple people on our live stream. John just wanted to wish me a happy birthday, and I appreciate that, John. We got Sherry saying Joe. Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
There you go. And then Lewis, thank you for it said good evening. And then we have Joe Grisafi saying, is there any general admission tickets available? Yes, there are. We do have some general, very limited, but we do have some general admission. Once we fill up with those general admission, we'll have only standing room only. So please, if you're wanting to come to the show, please get your tickets. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. I will also be at the bowling alley at Set 'em Up in Griffith on Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. Joe, you probably don't know this, but I go there and I bowl on Thursday. So we decide that, it's a nice, it's in Griffith. Like, let's skip those Eventbrite fees and have people come to the bowling alley, buy some tickets from me, watch me just suck at bowling. But but we have a good time, and I have my computer there. I'll give them they pay. It's $35 for general admission. They pay me $35. They don't pay me a penny more. Whether they use their credit card, debit card, if they give me cash, doesn't matter. I can do it all right there. So we get I like to have the old school box office theme going, but we just have it when I'm in town. So,
that's perfect. Yeah, man. And are you involved with the set 'em up? Are you part owner of that as well, or
I'm not, but my partner is. So I'm one of the owners. Yeah,
I thought there was a connection there. Yeah, cool.
Definitely. Tony Hobson is one of the other owners of Avenue 912, and he does own the bowling alley. Him and Ralph both own the bowling alley. But yeah, it's Sherry goes, watch me suck at bowling.
Well,
I'm not good. I'm not good, but
what's your average? What's your average?
My average is 160.
That's solid. 160 is solid, but it's probably one of those deals where you roll like a 235, and then like your other two games are like a 130 or whatever, right?
That is pretty accurate. It is never consistent. If I just 160, okay, but it's never like that. So
I used to bowl at Stardust in Dyer when I was a kid, and even into my 20s and 30s. I haven't bowled in a while yet at this point, but I've never been there to set. I've been to set them up for a drink, but I've never bowled there before. So maybe I got to come down there and throw a couple games with you one of these days, man.
Absolutely. Well, we can both suck together. It would be great, but it's a good time. We have fun. I will tell you that. That's one thing about Avenue 912 is we like to have fun. I love to have fun. So wherever I'm going, I plan on having a good time.
For sure.
And that's kind of the vibe at our place. We are very welcoming, and we want, when people come to our place, we want it to feel like, hey, you're part of our family, and we want you to be there. It's not just a business. We're a mom and pop stop,
Sure.
and we are not a giant club. So we want to take care of you, but we want to have fun. You want to have fun. Let's just have a good time. That's all.
Agreed. And every time I've been there for a couple other concerts. I was at Toys for Tots the one year.
That's right.
And I also stopped in to see Quiet Riot when they were there early on. And
That was way early.
yeah, and it was cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone had a good time, and I mean, it's great to have it's right off the expressway. So anybody out there thinking about coming down, I had a friend that came from Glen Ellen, either last year or the year before. A buddy came down from Glen Ellen, Illinois. I live up here in Lombard, but anybody thinking about coming down from Chicago or the suburbs, it's
Sure.
right off of 94, off of Klein Avenue. I mean, you can get there, especially from the city. You could get there and take the Skyway. You can get there in 40 minutes from the city if you wanted to, easily.
Even less.
Yeah,
Less. Yeah, for sure. You're talking 25 minutes from I won't say downtown, but just south of the city. Yeah, just south of the city. You can get there quick.
Yeah, for sure.
If you like, and we do draw very well from Chicago. It's funny because we can track our ticket sales from Eventbrite and where they come from, and we have a very strong contingency from the Chicagoland area coming down, because we have some Chicago bands. One of the bands I didn't mention that we just are going to play is February 10th. It's called Mike and Joe Band, and they're they've been a band up in the Chicagoland area for a very long time, I think 20 years. And they just signed Aaron Harris, who's from the region, who's a really, really solid guitar player. So we are very excited to have Aaron come back to play in the region. With his new band, the Mike and Joe Band. That's February 10th. So anybody want a ticket for that? That's going to be a fun time.
Awesome. Yeah, I know Aaron. He's a fabulous guitar player for sure. Banging around the area, the region, Chicagoland for many years, like we have been, and always good to have those kind of cats around to come in and have a little hometown contingency show up to support, for sure.
Right. I should have mentioned this at the very, very, very beginning, is that we're going to give away 2 free tickets. Now they're general admission tickets, but we're giving 2 free general admission tickets at the end of this podcast. You got to stick around. I will tell you how to get those tickets. Don't just text me now. You got to have a keyword. So if you text me now, that doesn't mean you're getting the 2 free tickets. You will have to wait for that keyword, and it's not the Steepwater Band this time, because a lot of times I use the band's name, and people getting pretty good at guessing what the keyword is going to be, but it's not going to be the band name this time. So
all right.
So yeah, just stick around. We got a couple other people saying that it says Deb says yay for fun, because we just talked about having a good time and having fun. Greg is hey Joe, from Greg and Colleen, could be a longer drive from the south side of Griffith because of the trains. That's no lie, Greg.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a train town, right? I mean, it's
very rock and rail.
Rock and rails. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Rock and rail. So, and then we got Deb saying Aaron Harris rocks. That's very true. Looking forward to my 3rd Crossroads, said Kim. And and Deb goes, what number? I haven't put the number up yet, Deb. You have to wait. I think it's Debbie or Deb. I'm sorry. Debbie. You will have to wait. I will put the number up at the end of the show with the directions. It's going to be very simple. It's my phone number. And then once I put it up there, whoever texts me first gets the 2 free tickets. And then
I will go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, we have a couple of consolation prizes. The consolation prizes are very good prizes. It's just concert tickets to other shows. So
okay. And I'll throw in a bonus prize. The 2 people that win the general admission tickets, have them come to our merch table. We'll have their names, and they can each get a free Steepwater CD too. So
wow, very cool. That's awesome.
Let's do that. We'll make it a double prize.
That's awesome. Very good.
Yeah,
I see D's going, hey Joe. So I'm sure you know Denise Baranowski.
Of course, her son is one of the guitar players in Marrakesh Express.
He's very good too.
So
He's
he's
very
great,
good.
and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be seeing her on Saturday as well. I would guess.
I think she has 2 or 3 tables. I can't recall. I think there's 3 tables that she's purchased. So yeah, she'll be
Wow.
there. Yeah,
Wow, 3 tables. She's got a big group coming.
big group coming. Oh yeah,
All right.
they look forward to this every year, and she's works over at Butterfingers, and I see her over at Butterfingers all the time, and I get my good cake, and I get some
Perfect.
food. That's why I'm like so big.
Hey
Go
man,
ahead.
if the holidays are gone, we're supposed to be being good in January, right?
Yeah, the no, I can't do it. The dry January
with
is
you.
not for me. Not for me. And I had one of my friends come for the Cashmere show, as a matter of fact, last week, and I
Okay.
hadn't seen him in a while. And I gave him a hug, and I say, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing." He goes, "Yeah, I'm doing dry January." I'm like, "Get out,
Yeah.
get out! You gotta go."
Yeah.
No,
This ain't the place for it, buddy.
no,
Later.
not the place.
Yeah,
But,
we tried it. My wife and I tried it a couple of years, and sure, it's healthy. It's a healthy thing to do, but with it being so miserable outside, there's nothing else to do inside, you know. And after we did it, I think we did it twice, and I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I'll do it in April or something, you know, like May when I can get outside and do stuff. But January is not the time.
no, January and February they're tough months.
They are around here.
I mean, we're from Northwest Indiana, and we should be hardy enough to go through this, but it's tough. It's a tough thing, but we're
Is.
the hardy breed. There's no doubt. I have a question here. It says from Debbie again. She said, just wondering what time Avenue 912 closes. Wanted to come for the Don Barron show, but couldn't be there till 9 p.m. Well, the Don Barron show was a very early show for us. We started. We started. Doors were open at 6. They played. They went on at 7, and then he went to 10:30, I believe it was. Now the Steepwater show is going to start. Doors going to be the same. It's going to be 6 o'clock. The doors. 7 o'clock will be Chris and Billy O. If I'm wrong, just let me know. Chris
No,
and
that's
Billy
right.
O. And then this is going to be a very long show. Then it's either going to be the Steepwater Band or it's going to be Marrakesh Express. I don't know. You tell me.
We don't know. There's a bunch of banter going on. I'm waiting for the powers that be to tell me what's going to happen. I really don't.
Okay. Well, anyways, one of the 2 bands will be starting right after Billy O and Chris Grove. I think they have a half-hour set. Is that right? Around.
Yeah, it's like a little, like 40 minutes, I think.
40 minutes. Okay,
yeah.
So then the next band will go on around 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Roughly.
Yep, roughly
so
8.
This is going to be a long night, Debbie. So from 8 to 10, 9:30ish. You tell me what your sets are.
Traditionally, we did 75 minutes each band.
Okay.
And so it was like 8 to 9:15, and then the other band would get up in about 15 minutes and do 9:30 to about quarter to 11.
Yeah, about there.
75 minutes a band is what we traditionally were doing.
But then,
it's not positively exact, but we'll see.
But that's not the only thing. There's a big jam at the end.
Yeah. So the whole thing was dreamed up by Mike Cusick, as I said earlier, not only to have both bands play their show, but then to get both bands together and literally have both bands on the stage at one time playing whatever we feel like playing. And the last 2 years, we've switched it up. We played some Stones. We played some blues. We played some Zeppelin. Last year, we even got into some Black Sabbath at the end.
That was amazing.
It was pretty crazy. And
that was amazing.
They've kind of steered away from CSNY, and we've kind of went with the flow, but we never rehearsed it. But it's pretty unique to see 2 drummers on the stage at the same time. And
sure.
We have both drum sets up there all night, and I even got up and played drums. They did a Steepwater song last year, and they did our song Back to the Bottle, and I went up and played drums with them, with their drummer, Glenn. They do have a different drummer. They've had a lineup change, new drummer named Andy that's playing with them, who I haven't even met yet. And I'm going to do a set with them where I haven't even met him. And
Okay.
We're gonna do a set with 2 drums on Saturday night, and we haven't even spoke about it yet. But I'm hearing he's a really great drummer and a good dude. So I'm looking
Do you know
forward
his
to getting
Do you know
together.
his last name? Do you know?
Andy, what is? Oh, they just sent me his number. I'm supposed to call him to discuss it, and I don't remember his last name.
That's all right, man. That's okay. No
Mike sent me
worries.
his number, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be calling him, and we're gonna find
This
out.
Sherry just said, Joe, can you guys slip in a Savoy Brown song? Savoy? Savoy?
Yeah,
I'm not-
Savoy Brown. Yeah, we opened for those guys. Their singer Kim, their guitar player, he passed away last year, and we opened for them several times. Jeff, our singer, has sat in and played guitar with them a couple of times, and yeah, she's a big fan of Kim and Savoy Brown, and I'm not positive that can happen, but we'll see. Who knows? You never know.
Who knows, right? It is definitely a night that is it's not scripted, which is beautiful in its own right. It's really nice. So tell me one, we just talked about Jeff. Can you go through your band? We're not going to go through Steepwater Marrakesh's band because, well, you're not part of Marrakesh. But if you wouldn't mind going through your band and telling me the names of the players and what they do, and that'd be great.
For sure. And we can't go through Marrakesh because there's like 37 guys. And I don't even know them all. Just kidding. Steepwater Band consists of Jeff Massey, who is a Northwest Indiana resident, lives in Crown Point, and he teaches at Dynamite Music. He teaches guitar there right there on Broad Street at Billy O's Dynamite Music a couple days a week. And Jeff and I founded the band in 1998 and got a record deal in 2002 and started touring a lot heavily in 2005 and pretty much haven't looked back. We're pretty much passing the 25-year mark now. And so Jeff and I started the band. Eric Sailors, who is from Indianapolis and now lives in Fortville, Indiana, plays the other guitar and sings backup vocals and plays other assorted instruments, lap steel, sometimes some mandolin, acoustic guitars, whatever. So he's on the other guitar. And then our bass player is Joe Bishop, who is from South Bend, Indiana. And he is he's just passing the 5-year mark with the band. Our original bass player, Todd Bowers, left the group in 2018 after 20 years. And Joe's been with us for about 5 years and is starting to really get a chance to experience some of the fun stuff because he's been to like 7 or 8 countries now in the last 2 years or 3 years, 7, 8, something like that. I don't know. He knows exactly, but and he's never even been to California yet, and he's been in seven or 8 countries with us, and having a blast, playing really well, and just a really great spirit, great bass player, and we have a really great solid lineup right now. It's awesome.
That's excellent. Hey, before we move on, I'm not going to make everybody wait until the end. I'm going to put up my number here to win the 2 free GA tickets plus the Steepwater
CD.
Compact.
Yeah, no one listens to them anymore, but we'll give you guys each one who win the ticket because we still sell CDs and records and all that stuff. But anyway.
There you go. So text Winters to win. Text me. Oh, it says it's 219, not 291. I don't know what I did with that.
Patrick, you sure it's not 912-680?
I know. No, it's 219-680-0682. Oh, I already got somebody just texting me, but you can still try. I don't know if that was, I just saw something lit up. I'm not sure if that was the case or not, but somebody just texted me. I don't know.
The first 2 win, right? The first 2 texters.
The first person wins, they get 2 tickets.
Oh, that's it.
If you want me to, I can give away 2 more tickets. That's up to you.
I'm cool with that. Yeah,
all right.
I'm totally cool with that. I mean,
there you go.
Don't tell Mike Cusick I said it was okay.
All right. That's fine.
Do one more.
Show. All right. So you got so we're giving away 2 pairs of 2 free tickets.
Perfect.
And I do see my phone lighting up, which is awesome. If you again, you can continue to try. If you didn't win, we're also giving away text Heartless to win 2 free general admission tickets to that. We're going to give away 5 sets of 2. So the first 5 people that text Heartless will win 2 free general admission tickets to the Heartless show that's on Friday. If you can't make it, please don't text in. But if you can make it and you want free tickets, like I said, the first 2 sets will be text Winters for the first 2 for the Crossroads, Night at the Crossroads, and then text Heartless to win the 2 others. So if you can try both, but you're only going to win 1 set. That I promise you. I'm not going to give away 2 sets of free tickets because I've seen it lit up like a Christmas tree. So good luck, and I'm not getting off it now. I don't want to get off the podcast now. We're having a good time, but I also didn't want to have people having to wait an hour for tickets. It's kind of
for sure. I just out of curiosity, where is Heartless from, and have they been there yet? Or
Heartless has not been here at our venue yet. This is the first time. They're a Chicagoland band as well.
Okay.
They're from I don't want to say, I want to say Lansing, but I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But they're a Chicagoland band, and the Mob is opening for them. I'm not sure if you've heard of the Mob, but the Mob is called, it's an acronym, MOB, Mean Old Bastards, and I love that because they're the sweetest guys, but they call themselves the Mean Old Bastards. They play songs that you know, but you don't hear live, which is great. I love that. I mean, some really good rock and roll songs that it's very difficult that you don't hear often, but you're like, oh my God, I remember that song. That song's awesome.
Sure.
And they're good guys, really good guys. So we're looking forward to them. I know they're a Northwest Indiana band that's been, tooling around for a bit. So very happy that his name's Kenny Deanda. He's the leader of that band, and Kenny is good friends, and his daughter and my daughter were on the same bowling team in Crown Point. So it's kind of full circle. You see everybody, and it's a they're a very good band. You'll really appreciate them if you happen to see them. But anyways, that's that. I guess I'll leave that Heartless up there. I'll take away the down here. We have been getting a whole bunch of comments, and I'm sorry. I see Bill says 2 drummers rock. That is true. That is awesome. When I too much information, right? I was in the washroom washing my hands, and at the very end of the night last year, when I heard you guys play Sabbath, I was like, oh no. I was right out there, man. It was killer. And if both of you had beaten that drum at the same time, that was powerful. It was awesome.
It was very fun, and I don't get to do it often enough, mostly because there's not that many clubs, like club gigs, where there's enough space. That's part of the reason why we chose 912. I know you had contacted Mike and us about possibly doing separate shows at some point, and it just made sense to do it there because we had space to set up 2 drum sets. And there is something when you walk into a venue and there's 2 drum kits on the stage. It's very majestic, it's very anyway, speaking from a drummer, it's like breathtaking to me, from a drummer's standpoint. It's like, that's a lot of sound, a lot going on. And I don't get to do it enough. So definitely it's the highlight of being able to do this gig.
I love it.
I think people look forward to it too every year.
Oh,
it's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I do. I really do. I think you guys are the only ones that have been at our place that have had the 2 drum. I mean, we've had 2 drum kits on stage, but I don't believe that the 2 drummers have played simultaneously together.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of another bands that we've had that Chris Carp is my buddy. He's one of my best friends.
Love Chris Carp. Great drummer too. Yeah.
Chris, she's fantastic drummer. He could definitely be part of the drumming in unison. You guys got the timing down, but yeah, he's
no doubt. It's funny. We do this show and we've made it an annual thing, and obviously we look forward to it and we put a lot of focus on it. But I've often thought maybe there needs to be a Craw Puppy Steepwater show at some point where maybe me and Chris get a chance to do some of that.
I'm in.
I'm
in.
All right.
I'm in for that for sure. But if you do want to see, because you're right, you just said it's an annual thing. So
Yeah.
the Steepwater Band doesn't play at our place like every month.
No.
The Marrakesh Express, they don't play at our place they play once a year. So if you
Yeah.
like that band, if you like both bands, you're in for an absolute treat. It's inside. The sound is amazing. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it's it's really good. I mean, the price tag, you're just like, oh my gosh, it's $35. Yeah, it's a high price tag, but it's $35 to see two great bands. I mean, and you guys rock it. So I'm
Yeah,
not.
and it's a long night of music, you know. I mean, it's a little steep for a local show, but it's a great show. And there's
It
what
is.
what did I say? Like there's 14, 16 musicians, something like that, and we
Yeah.
all pour our hearts out all night, and it's a lot of music, and it's great. It's a great time, a great show, a great annual event, and really proud to have been doing it now for 3 years in a row. It's pretty great for sure.
Yeah. And a lot of times we as a venue get picked on a little bit, like, why are your ticket prices so high, or why is this, or why is that? You know, we want to pay our artists for coming to our venue, right? So we we take a risk. The artists take a risk. We are accepting. That's why our ticket prices are the way they are, because we share the wealth, right? We don't sometimes I don't know. I shouldn't say sometimes. I don't know about other venues. Our venue is, we don't just take all the money and all of a sudden we pay a little pittance to our band. That is not how it goes. Ticket prices depend on the talent that we have, right? So if we have a local band that plays all the time around here, well, you know, we can't pay them uh, three times what they're getting at Buddy and Pals,
Sure.
right? So we pay them accordingly. So their ticket prices are adjusted accordingly. You guys play in Europe. I mean, it's not like you guys are just you're not very much around here, so we have to charge accordingly. That's all I'm saying. And I don't want people to think that, hey, look, we're trying to gouge you. We're not. You got two great bands. That's all I can tell you. Go to Chicago for a show and see what it costs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Like if you go to the Arcada Theater in St. Charles, that has a lot of comparable talent to what you guys have.
yeah,
A lot of their shows are $60 or $70 a ticket to get in, and a lot of times it's not even for two complete sets. It's one band that plays 75 minutes and maybe an opener, and it's 60, 70, $80. I don't know. I have this conversation with a lot of independent musicians and a lot of venues and a lot of promoters. And sure, economics of it all are tough to keep live music rolling. But for a show like this with two professional, I mean,
yeah,
it's a full on professional production.
it
And
is.
I mean, we really do it up good. And I think it's worth it. It happens once a year. And, there's plenty of other opportunities to see some outdoor shows for even for free here and there, but this is the time to get out and support a great venue in a great little town of Griffith with two great bands from the that have roots in the region. I say from the region, but now we've all kind of scattered
Sure,
out. But
sure.
I grew up in Dyer, so I mean I'm from there. You can't. There's no
Yeah,
denying it. And Jeff actually grew up in Matson, Illinois, or
yeah,
Madison,
yeah.
whatever you
Man,
say.
yeah.
And the other guys are from, like I said, Indy and South Bend, and the Marrakesh guys. All them guys have been banging around playing gigs and been, musicians in the area for 3 decades, a long time. And we're all 50 now, so
Yeah,
maybe more like 4 decades we've been playing gigs. A long time
yeah, that's
for
right.
sure.
That's funny. I'm a local guy myself. I grew up in Griffith. I graduated from Griffith. I live in Crown Point. We have two other owners. Tony Hobson, he's from Whiting. He lives in Griffith now. We have Jack Havlin. He's grew up in Hammond. He lives in Highland. So the three owners, we're local. We're about as local can get. So
Sure.
we are we appreciate all of our fans. That's why we want to make it like home when people
Yeah.
come to our venue. We're not a stiff, oh, he's the CEO and he's the CFO. No. We're just guys from the region trying to bring a quality product to our place. So that's all.
And it's a fabulous idea, man. I mean, just that you revive that building And, that whole little area right there, you got plenty of space for people to park. You can bring bands in that are on the road on occasion.
Yeah,
Just
we're
make
gonna get
big
there.
space,
Mark my
kind of
words.
have, right? I mean, you had Quiet Ride in there
Yeah,
like early on, and
we did.
yeah,
But
I mean,
we're going to get bigger shows eventually. More, I won't say bigger, but national shows eventually. It's just again, it's just us three. So we're trying our best to make sure the local people are taken care of first, right? We don't want it. That's where our bread is buttered. People know us because they know who. Hey, my friend plays in that band. I want to go support that place. We're not the, and I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the Hard Rock. I love the Hard Rock, but I mean,
sure.
we're not the Hard Rock. We can't compete. We don't have those kind of pockets. We don't have casino money. We have,
You
we
have the
have,
money that's of the people who support the venue,
that's it.
basically. And that's
That's
why
it.
you want to make them feel at home and bring in music that they dig. And people
Yeah.
like to go there just to hang, not only to hear some great music, but also to hang and they know everyone, there's a lot of people that it's kind of the scene. A lot of the same people that support a lot of these shows they're in that whole scene down there, and it really is. It's thriving. There's a lot of really great music down there, and to have another outlet for all these bands to be able to, a lot of these bands to be able to come into. Granted, it's a big venue, and
Yeah.
not everybody can do a show as big as Avenue 912, but it's a great place for a show for sure. The sight lines, the sound, the whole vibe of the building, everybody that works there, highly recommend. Whether it's this Saturday at Crossroads Night at the Crossroads 3, or anytime there's a cool band playing there, pop in, check it out. Great place.
I appreciate that, but make sure they come to see you because I'm telling you, I'm excited for this show. I only see you guys once a year. No, that's a lie. Sometimes I see you outside, but I only see you at my venue once a year. So
Sure.
it's an honor for us, and it's very cool. So
Right on. If you got a minute, I got a
Sure.
story I have to tell
no.
about the venue building, actually, because it's a full circle moment, and I've really been wanting to tell this story. So the building that you guys are in, if I'm not mistaken, used to be the service merchandise building.
Correct.
Back in the 80s or whenever that was, 80s, 90s, whatever it was, right?
Yes.
So my very first compact disc player came from that service merchandise. My parents got it for me for Christmas when I was like 15, and CDs were like, just coming out, and everybody was switching from records and tapes to CDs. And I got my first CD player for Christmas, and they bought it in that building at service merchandise. So when I go in there to play my drums, I immediately think like, this is where my first CD player came from. And now who would have ever thought, now I'm on stage in this venue with, a crowd of 400 or 500 people.
Yeah.
And putting on these great shows. And I just love that I get to play in there, and my brother Jim, who produced our last two records and has a studio, he comes to the show and he just thinks he gets such a kick out of that too, that like, you got your first CD player in this place and now you're here jamming, it's like, it's great. I love it.
That's funny. That's a great story, and we hear that all the time. As a matter of fact, Chris Karp worked there. So
really?
Oh yeah. So
that's awesome.
He might have put your CD on that conveyor belt and went down the track.
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, he worked there for a few years, as a matter of fact, because he lived right behind there. So he worked there a couple years.
Okay, I did not know that. Awesome story. Wow.
So he tells that story like when he's on stage, because they were the very first band to play at our place is Bravo Johnny. I love Bravo Johnny, and he was in Bravo Johnny. So that's one of the stories that he's it was a surreal moment for him as well. Like right, he's on stage in the place where he worked right when he was a kid. So
and he had no clue. I'm sure he was playing drums back then, but he had no clue one day there'd be a stage in that same building that he was working in, and he'd be playing drums there for, like on New Year's Eve or whatever they did last year, or something like that.
Yeah. It was 2 years ago. They played New Year's Eve at our place. Crawl Puppies did. So,
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. Hey, I really appreciate your time, and we've already gone 45 minutes. It seemed like it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
I appreciate the conversation. It was really a good one. I'm looking at the. I don't see any questions. I see a couple like, "Hey, Joe from Bill Curtis and
All right.
Classy Clean, going to share your venue with the Greyhounds." That's nice. Thank you, Don. I appreciate that.
Cool.
Oh, it said Debbie. Debbie Lane says, "Hey, I was going to say that Joe. I worked in the jewelry department, my first job." So, and the Denise D, she said that's where she bought her first CD player as well at Service Merchandise. So
There you
again,
go.
Vanessa, oh, what a great memory. That's my girlfriend. She's actually tuning in, which is nice.
Oh,
So
cool.
she said, great memory. I better
And
give
Bill,
her a shout out or I'll be in trouble.
yeah. And a shout out to Bill Curtis. He's a cool dude, Griffith guy.
You
And
know Bill?
yeah, good friend of Chris Karp's also. And
I know Bill real well. We graduated together.
Bill.
We all did.
Bill, come out to the gig Saturday, bro. You're due. Come out.
He might. I've seen him at the venue a couple times. He very well might be there. We'll see.
All right.
So,
Cool.
I
I
hope
love
he
that.
is.
Great dude.
Yeah, good news, right?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I will. Anything else?
Not really. I appreciate the time, Patrick. Thank you. And thanks for having us Saturday and looking forward to it. If you're out there looking for something to do on Saturday, please come hang out and support this show. It's just a great vibe all night and a lot of fun with a lot of friends and some great tunes usually. And please support the venue and thanks to everybody who has supported this show the last couple years. And look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. I really appreciate your time. Please, everybody, if you want tickets, you can either see me. Well, if you want the tables, you better get the tables on Eventbrite because there's no way they're going to last until Thursday. But if you want to get general admission tickets, I will be at Set 'em Up from 6 to 9 p.m. Set 'em Up is located at 135 North Broad Street in Griffith. It is a bowling alley. Again, come watch us suck at bowling and then buy some tickets and laugh at us. You can do it there, or you can get tickets at the door. There will be tickets at the door. I'm not sure if there will be general admission tickets or might only be standing room. I couldn't tell you, but I know that we're running low on tickets. That as I can tell you.
Cool.
But hopefully you'll get a seat. But if you don't, you can just jam in the back and have a good time dancing. So it'll be fun. So, all right. Thanks, Joe. And I will I'll talk with everybody next week where we have another guest, which I have no idea who it's going to be yet. But when I do, I'll list it, and then you guys can join us, and we'll have fun next week as well.
And when they don't show up, just call me and I'll jump on here, and it could be me and you, and we'll just shoot it for another 45 minutes or whatever.
That's awesome, Joe. All right. Take care and have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.